anyway, this week we have Eric Gonzalez, Benefits of Movement Against Pain for Older Adults. This morning, Eric will share with us the benefits of movement with simple and useful strategies such as therapeutic exercises, muscle stretching, muscle activation, and more. Eric Gonzalez is a kinesiologist specialized in treating older adults, and in this open circle he will share with you functional techniques that generate a positive change in our body and add to comfortable living. So please give a warm open circle welcome to Eric Gonzalez.
Yeah. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. Thank you very much, Steve, for this great opportunity. I feel so grateful and very happy to be here. So welcome to my very first open circle and my very first topic in English, actually. So as you guys hear, my name is Eric Gonzalez, and I'm going to be talking about some benefits of movement against pain in older adults. So I see just a couple of older adults in here. So it's going to be quite interesting, right? So, but first, I wanna say what is a kinesiologist, because most of you maybe are wondering what is louder. Can you turn it up a little? Yeah. You guys hear me back there? Yeah. All right. So anyway, what is a kinesiologist? The kinesiologist comes from the Greek that means, kines means movement and logis means the study of. So a kinesiologist is a professional who studied the movement for to get better or to heal the human body, right? Okay, so in this presentation, we're gonna learn a couple of things, mostly 4 things, right? Number 1 is going to be facts of movement, how movement is, sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Understand the pain, that we already know that there's good pain, bad pain, and pain that is totally normal, right? We're going to improve muscular function and important of the strength, right? So, okay, before we start, I'm going to ask you guys if recently, talking about last week, you guys been feeling pain. And if you guys been feeling pain, 1 to 10 in this measuring the scale, how much is it? Is it a good pain? Is it a bad pain? Is it 1 to 10? How much is it, right? Don't tell me. But once again, there's some pain that is good, that is normal, and there's some pain that is bad, right? And anyway, I like this picture, because it says, after 60 years old, of course, is a big risk, is accidental falls, is scary when see people who come and who can stand in one leg for 10 seconds. So, I'm going to ask you guys, everybody to stand up. It's going to be a little tricky around here, because there's a little bit together. So if you guys have some trouble, you can just grab the table or the chair or something around you guys. And we're going to count 1 to 10. We're going to begin with the left foot. We're going to go. Ready? Okay, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been good, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty good, right? So far, so good. We're going to do the same deal now with the opposite leg, but this time we're going to do it with our eyes closed. Alright? Okay, you guys ready? 1 leg, get your balance, and close your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Doing good over here. 7, 8, 9. Alright. More or less, right? Okay. Last but not least, we're going to do a last one, but we're going to do it like this, right? Sort of like we're jogging or walking or running, right? Pretty easy, right? No? No less? Good. Now we're here. All right, that's it. You guys can sit down, right? So these things, they're normally very simple to do. Most of you guys did it okay, very nice and well. But I can guarantee if you guys practice this balance and stability, maybe in front of a mirror, it can be, it's way easier, right? Because you guys have the visual stimulation. And why is this important? Maybe you guys are wondering, I have a good balance, maybe I don't. But you know, in Ajijic we have these great cobblestones, great, very even sidewalks and stuff, so you guys know how it is, right? And anyway, I like this video because movement, exercise, and is very important in older adults. Whereas Phil said, I don't like to go to the gym because I don't need to build muscle, right? But yeah, there's no need to build muscle, but an exercise is not a lifestyle. It's actually biological demanding that everybody must do, not to be very tough and buff and big. I mean, if that's your goal, that's okay. But we have to be doing exercise and mobility so we are in a good shape, right? You know what they say, a picture shows more than 1,000 words, right? So, as we can see in here, there's a nice old lady who is doing some squats, right? Right. Pretty easy, right? So anyway, my point on this is that, once again, the exercise is biological demanding, and everybody must do it just to be in a good shape, right? I bet everybody knows someone who is 30 years old, 40 or 50, and they already have maybe diabetes, osteopenia, osteoporosis, some sickness, right? And you guys are like, man, this guy is very young to having all those sickness, right? And vice versa. I think Ajijic is the perfect example of people who is 80 years old, 90 years old, and they live alone, they're very independent, they go all around town, they walk, they can go on buses, and they go on the cobblestone, and etc., right? So, next one. Everybody who owns a car, they know these sensors, right? So, and why is this important, right? I like to tell my patients that these sensors is like the human body. What I mean is that sometimes, for example, let's say that we're walking and for no reason our knees start to crack or start to hurt or something, right? It's exactly the same like these sensors, right? Let's say that you're driving on the street and then this sensor from for the brakes, for the oil, for putting some air on the pumps, it just pop out. So this means that you gotta check something in there, right? So if you do it as soon as possible, you're gonna fix the problem, right? And same deal. And if your knee hurts, or your shoulder or something hurts, if you go to the physical therapist or you go to the doctor as soon as possible, you're gonna fix the problem. But what happens if we don't do that and we just snooze it, we just keep driving the car or knee keep hurting and stuff? You can have some injuries, right? And it can turn from something that is very, very easy to fix to something bad, right? It's hard to say, but maybe a tendinitis, some spasms, or something related, right? I know that the questions are at the very end, but we're doing so far so good over here. Yeah, you guys have some questions? No? Okay. Who likes the NBA or the basketball? Well, I do. Matter of fact, I do play basketball. But anyway, there's this brand new player in the NBA that his name is Victor Wembanyama, and this guy, if I'm right, he's 7'5". So that's pretty tall, right? So anyway, I'm gonna play this video for you all. Question: you guys think he got injured? Yes? Maybe like a sprained ankle or subluxation, something like that, right? Let's watch it again. He kept playing. How cool is that, right? Yeah, so I did a little bit of research about this guy, and number one, he's one of the MVPs right now, that's for sure. And he's a great athlete, but mostly, and the most important thing about this subject is that every single time on the practice, he does a little bit of mobility, stretching, and all kinds of stuff, right? So you guys might be thinking that this is all on his DNA or genetics or and stuff, right? And the answer of that is that yes and no. So everything in here is about something that is called adaptation, right? So every single thing that you do, yeah, let's watch it again. Every single thing that we do during our life, our body adapts to that situation, right? Once again, movement, pain, flexibility, elasticity, and all that stuff, right? Very cool, huh? Yeah. Okay. So, have you ever guys heard about this synovial fluid?
Yeah.
No, or synovial liquid?
Yeah.
In the 2021, when the COVID came, I don't know about in other countries, but in Mexico, when we got the COVID shot, they used to say, "Oh, don't get the COVID shot because they're gonna take off your synovial liquid and stuff." It was totally fake though. But anyway, this liquid or this fluid is yellow, just like an egg, right? And this liquid, it helps mostly for protection, support, but most important one to lubricate or for lubrication of the joints, right? So this is the knee, yeah. And there's this synovial membrane, which is the one that creates the synovial liquid, right? And the cool thing about this liquid is that we can get this liquid by mainly two things. Number one, movement, and number two, exercise, right? So it's very simple things, and things that I can guarantee you guys that if you guys do exercise for 15 minutes at least a day, you guys can be in a better shape, better mobility, less pain and stuff, right? So there's another thing that a question?
Every day we have to do 50 minutes.
Well, it's a recommendation. You can do it twice. I'm just kidding. But there's actually I forget this. Anyway, in older adults, we recommend that we do exercise 100 minutes per week, right? But one thing is exercise, and another thing, which is very similar but very different as well, madam, is physical activity. What is the difference between? If we just walk, that's physical activity, right? I have patients every single day that they go like, "Oh yes, Eric, I do exercise like this, and I go all around, and this, and I stretch, and this and that." That's pretty good, but that is not exercise, that is just mobility, right? But at the very beginning, at the point that you set some resistance, let's call it in a resistance band, or you just leave a weight, let's say 2 pounds, even though it's too small, but you just put some resistance or weight, it turns from physical activity to functional trainer or exercise, right? That's the difference between, right? So yes, you have to do twice a day, right? Exercise, right? But anyway, some questions with this synovial fluid? No? So far so good. And another thing that I want to say is that there's a lot of things, for example, omega-3, I think it's omega-3, it's the same in English, right? So omega-3, it can actually help to create more synovial fluid, right? And more synovial fluid is good. We normally have these synovial membranes, or these capsules, mostly in the biggest joints, for example, knees, ankles, shoulders, the pelvis, or the hips, right? And as much as we create more synovial fluid, we have better movement, right? And have you ever seen these big trucks or these public buses from Chapala that they brake in the red light and they're like, what do you guys think? Like, oh, he needs some oil, right? Or something. It's exactly the same when we're walking a lot and our knees start to cracking or popping or something. It's the same. Sometimes it happens because we are doing something, or maybe because we are not doing something, right? And that's something that can be the movement, right? Okay. Something very essential and very easy to do is drinking water. But everybody said like, oh, you have to drink 2 liters of water and stuff. But we recommend to drink 35 milliliters for every kilogram that you weigh, right? For example, my weight is 72 kilograms, so I must take like 2 liters and 500 milliliters, more or less.
Say that again, please.
Yes,
Say that again.
35 milliliters per every kilogram, which is like 2 pounds, more or less, close to 2 pounds.
This is how many.
Okay, let's do a math real quick. So, how much do you weigh, madam?
123.
Oh, wow.
123.
123 pounds? That's kind of the half, right? So let's say, for example, that you are 60 kilograms, right? More or less, right? So 35, what's this again? So you might drink 2 liters and 100 milligrams, right? Which is like close to 3 bottles, or 3.5 bottles of that one that the lady has over there, more or less, right? So anyway, it's very simple, but why is this so important, right? Because I really like this picture because it's all the vasos sanguíneos, I mean the blood flow, and the blood flow, or the blood, is a liquid, right? Just like water. So if we drink more water, we're gonna have more blood as well, or we can call it health blood, and it's gonna be better, right? Why is that? If we remember those pictures from the human body, we can tell that the muscles are red color, right? You guys remember? So one of the reasons why the muscles are red color is because they are abundance on blood. And blood, once again, is synonymous of nutrients and good stuff that is going to help our body, right, in general. But once again, if we get more blood on the muscles, our muscles are going to get better. And the function of the muscles mainly is to create movement and strength, right? So very simple, but very important over here to do that. And I want to make another question for you guys. So, which medication you guys think that is the best painkiller? Sleep. Yeah, right, that's a good one. Right. Tylenol, that's a good one. Ibuprofen.
Arnica.
Oxygen, yeah.
Arnica.
Arnica, yeah, good. Morphine is a strong one. Marijuana, that's the best one. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. So, the best painkiller, at least in this subject, exercise, but mostly the movement. And this is not my words, this is something that once Pilates said. He said that the best painkiller in the world is the movement, right? So, we're just doing a lot of emphasis on that one, right? And I told you guys before that there's some good pains and bad pains, right? And not like this. Have you ever guys heard, today hurts, the more it works, right? Or no pain, no gain, right? And it's kind of true, and it's kind of false or fake at the same time. But maybe the word that we're looking for is this one right here, that it says adaptation, right? There's something that is called DOMS, that in English is delayed onset muscular soreness, which is something that, let's say that you go to the gym. Well, you guys don't go to the gym that much, right? Well, you guys go to do exercise, or you go for a long walk, or you go for hiking and stuff, and the very next day you guys are sore, right? And that's a good pain because you guys did something well, you accomplished something well, right? Which is the exercise. But let's say that something bad happened, like an injury, right? So that will be a bad pain, right? But sometimes, for example, right here, it says pain, tenderness, and stiffness felt in muscles in the days following unfamiliar exercise or intensity. So once again, for example, it says my legs are killing me. I'm sorry, my legs are killing, and I'm walking like a baby giraffe, right? That's what something sometimes happens, right? Good. ¿Todo bien tiempo? ¿Sí? Yeah. All right. So I know that this is a lot of information and theory, but I'm gonna give you guys a very good, a very nice and easy technique that we can do to release our body. These muscles right here. I bet everybody, just like me, we always get stressed. And have you ever guys feel like we're like there's something going on, right? So this is something that we call, yes, stress, but something that is mainly called muscular contraction, right? So let's say that this muscle right here is on contraction, and another one as a defense mechanism is an extension. So it's something that we call uneven, or in Spanish we call it to be chueco, right? That is not even. So it doesn't supposed to be that way, right? We're supposed to be even or normal, right? But anyway, we're gonna see the function of this muscle right here. That is mainly, maybe I don't know if you guys can see it up back there, but the function of this trapezius, that is one of the most vulnerable in the body to get stress, is this, right? We just call it shoulder elevation, right? It's okay. So anyway, I want you guys to get a couple, maybe the guy next to you, and this is what we're gonna do, right?
Looks like it's gonna be you and me.
So this technique, it kinda hurts a little, but once again, today hurts tomorrow it works, right? So once again, the function of this muscle is to go like this, right? So with both hands, we're gonna squeeze in here. Don't have mercy. But we're gonna press a little bit hard in here, and you're gonna elevate. You're gonna go like this, right? As much as you can all the way up, and as much as you can all the way down, right? So you guys want to do it with me, please? So
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
okay, you guys ready? Okay, just once again.
Let's try it on this side.
So once again, both hands, we're gonna squeeze the trapezius, literally the muscle. Try to grab as much muscle as you can. And we're gonna go like this. All the way up and all the way down. Just the shoulder, right? Not the whole hand, not the arm. Just like this, right? We're gonna do it 20 times. 20 times going up and 20 times going down, right? And we're gonna count, right?
20 times.
Faster. It hurts a little, but it feels good, right?
You want to try it? All right.
You guys doing okay up there? Yeah? 10 more. Yes.
Keep going.
All right, that's it?
That's it.
Okay, and afterwards, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna press with one hand over here and another one. We're gonna this is something that we call a muscular stretching, or just a stretching, right? Okay, and you ask your patient, your body, if it's a good stretch, or maybe you can do it a little more, or less, right? Sometimes it hurts a little, but once again, it has to be like a good pain, right? And you can do the stretching static, just like we're doing right now, or you can do it dynamic, like this, right? Yep. All right, last but not least, you guys going on the side, and now you guys push like this, right?
What now?
You guys feel the stretching over there? All right, a couple of more seconds, all right? Yes, you gotta push down on that, so you feel the stretching. That's good.
Push my hand. Come on. This is not
All right, that's it. Good. And last but not least, press on the shoulder again. And if you guys did it nice and well, maybe you're gonna feel that the tension it decrease, or maybe the pain it decrease as well, right? How do you feel? Yeah? Okay. Listen. All right, you guys can take a seat right now, right?
Myself and everything. That's better hands here.
All right. Okay, so this technique is something that we can do many times, talking about 2 or 3 times. This was just a demonstration, but this technique is called functional myofascial release, or if you guys do it by yourself, for example like this, is something that is called self-myofascial release, right? So once again, just like a feedback, you guys press as much as you can, go all the way up, all the way down for a couple of times, and then you guys do a stretching, right? As much as you can. A stretching, if you guys do it for 30 seconds at least, it's gonna start to relax the muscle, right? If you guys do it for a longer period, talking about a minute or more, of course it's way better, right? So once again, this was just a demonstration, so if you guys do it 2 or 3 times on both sides, I can guarantee you guys that the pain on mostly the muscular contraction, it can decrease, right? Good. Anyway, so as a conclusion, exercise and mobility is the best painkiller, and it's tremendous help in our human bodies, right? And this is something multidisciplinary. I'm not a nutritionist, but every nutritionist recommend, of course, correct nutrition, number 1. Omega-3 for the synovial fluid in general, right? And supplements, calcium and protein is essential or fundamental, right, for older adults. Why? Because when we're 50 years old or more, physiologically we lose 2% of our muscular mass, right? Masa muscular. So let's say, for example, that you guys have 100 kilograms of muscle, right? Physiologically, you're gonna lose 2 kilos, right? Which seems like it's not that much, but losing weight or losing muscle is synonymous of losing movement, losing strength, and losing maybe a good shape, right? But the best way to do it or to prevent that is to, once again, mobility, exercise, and stuff, right? There's one scientific that says that sometimes the best prevention is the prevention is the best treatment, right? Why do we have to wait that something happened, for example, pain, injury, or why do we have to wait that something happened to go to the hospital or go to a physical therapy if we can treat it or we can prevent it by ourselves, right? And just like a lady around here said, nice rest is very important as well. And nothing, you have a happy life, right? So anyway, we're done. So this is my information. Once again, I'm a physical therapist. Just you guys, if you guys are interested, I do my own practice. 3 blocks from here on Galeana Street, right behind the church. I hope you guys don't need me, but if you need me, I'm happy to help, right? Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.
Oh dear.
Wait for the mic.
Who is it? There you are. You want to stand so I can see you? It's up. Is it up?
Other than omega-3, which you recommend for synovial fluid, which other specific supplements do you recommend for people over, say, 65? Like multiple vitamins, D3, calcium, blah, blah, blah. You know, which ones do you recommend?
What's your name? What's your name? Phil. Phil. Good. Thank you. That's a very good question.
Mic's not working.
Yeah? No? Okay. I got one.
Okay, it's good. Well, a person who can give you a better answer of that question is a nutritionist, right? But more than omega-3 and more than movement and more than exercise, what do you call it? I'm sorry.
Nutrition.
How do you say multivitaminico?
Multivitamin, yeah.
Multivitamin, multivitamin, yes.
Vitamin.
It's the one that creates not specifically synovial fluid, but it has a lot of zinc, a lot of vitamins, a lot of things that it can help to create more synovial fluid, right? But long story short, multivitamin, yes. That answered your question?
Wait, oh, a couple over here.
I have a question to
Oh,
the
wait for the mic,
certified-
wait for the mic so the people...
Well, I
Oh no, they can't hear you, trust me. Trust me.
I have a question. The 35 milliliters per kilo in liquid intake. Do you mean just water, or do you mean as well coffee, tea, and all kinds of stuff?
In this case, just water.
Just water, and then the other things are additional.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Electrolytes are not counting as water.
electrolytes, it helps as well. But
Well, are they counting to the 35 milliliters or not?
not really.
Not
because-
really. Okay.
Yes.
That's not my question. Thank
Okay.
you.
You got it. Well, the reason why is because, for example, coffee, of course, is water, and coffee as well, right? But coffee is ethical, right? But it's more things, right? Other question?
Okay, we've got one here. Terry, you want to stand up?
Okay, thank you very much. In swing dancing, oh sorry, is that right? Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. In swing dancing, you've got to squat down when you're dancing, you know, as opposed to more straight up. So you squat down like this, and you're dancing around like this and swing dancing, you know, like Gene, you know the guy that's trained singing in the rain? Gene Kelly, just like Gene Kelly. Now the question is that good for your knees?
You mean to dance?
No, well, yeah, dance, but you're doing it for about 2 hours. When you
Well,
squat down like this, there are a lot of people who can't do swing dancing because their knees can't take it. Oh, sorry, I'm not used to a mic, you know, I'm used to shouting at everyone.
Anyone need a translation?
Yeah, but so, I mean, my question is, for exercise for your knee, for exercise for your knees, swing dancing is a good exercise. You know, and you're having fun at the same time. You don't even know you're doing exercise.
Wonderful. Thank you. We got another question here. You stand so everyone can see you?
I'm sorry, what's that again?
I'd like you to address posture because it's very common to see people walking like this.
Older.
Right. Well, That's a great question over here, and it can be a long answer, but ironically these days, doctors and scientific community is fighting to see which one is the best posture and which one is the worst, and if being like this is bad or going straight all the way like this the whole day is good, right? But the best posture is the one that you feel comfortable, right? In short time of period, talking about some minutes, right? But let's say that you're a Uber driver or a taxi driver. Yeah, you might get some support on your back and stuff. But answering your question of what we can do to fix the posture, that was your question, right? Is mostly to make a evaluation or touch the muscle and see which one is tight or what we call contraction and which one is loose or weak, right? So on the evaluation we can tell which one is pulling, which one is pushing, which one is going like this, like that, and then we can stretch, we can strengthen, or we can just release the muscle so we can fix the posture, right? And every single human is different, just like our fingers or fingerprints, right? So just because of that, every single posture or every single treatment as well it has to be different, right? So if your posture is bad but it doesn't hurt, it can be okay. But once again, it totally depends of the human being, right? Does that makes it answer your question, more or less? Sort of? Okay.
Okay, we have another question over here. All right.
Hi. Thank you for all of this, Eric. Mine's a very simple question.
Mine is a simple answer.
Thank you. I carry my stress in my shoulders, and I really feel the benefit from what my partner just did. Unfortunately, he only did half, because I did half on him. But the third position that you had us do, when my head is over like this in his hand, what is his right hand doing? Is it squeezing the muscle still, or just pressing down, or just resting? So when my head is over like this, what's his other hand doing?
Well, that's a very simple question. What is this hand doing is pulling the origin of the muscle, the trapezius. Here, I'm going to do it real quick. Okay. So every single muscle, it has something that is called origin and insertion, or insection, I think it is in English, right? So this muscle, it grabs the back of your head and it goes all the way down to your, it's called T12, or the middle back, right? So you're pulling the insertion, and you're pulling the insertion, and the other one has to pull down, so you make the traction, right? And so you can feel the stretching, right? That answer your question? So there's one way to do it like this, or you can do it going on your side and pulling like this, right? So you stretch the same muscle, but a different muscular fibers or different part of the muscle, right?
Oh, does that answer your question? Excellent. Okay.
Hi, my name is Catherine, and I just wanted to follow up with this lady. I used to do a lot of something called, oh my gosh, I didn't forgot the name of it, but it's a type of movement to help with all the things that are wrong in your body. And the teacher was a woman, and most of the women in the class were women, and she called our shoulders our shouldas. Because you should have made dinner last night for the whole week, and you should have gone shopping earlier, and you should have done this, and you should have done that. And all of that creates stress. So instead of your shoulders, your shouldas.
Any more questions? Oh, we have one here. Oh, two.
I was wondering about probiotics. Does probiotics
Closer,
take
hold
care
it
of-
out. Good, yeah.
Okay, probiotics. My doctor said if I took probiotics, I wouldn't have to worry about, taking a lot of different supplements. Do you believe that to be true?
Well, of course it can help, but maybe the answer is why. It's very hard to me to answer that question because I don't know your background exactly. But in general, probiotics, in general, they're okay, right? But I always do free assessments or free evaluation. Of course, the treatment has some cost. But if you're open to have evaluation, I can give you a full evaluation, and I can give you a better answer, right? Because I have to get to know your background, right? But yes.
Any more questions? No? Okay, great. All right. Thanks again, Eric.